welcome to the Austin MeetUp radio show. My name is Jacob Boker, and I am your host. Today, we are going to be talking a little about basic, simple ways for your business to become successful, or you as an entrepreneur, solopreneur, to be successful. Did you folks know that 99.7% of entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and businesses never achieve the level of success they first imagined when starting their venture? Some never get off the ground. Now that's crazy, folks. Does anybody know why? Plain and simple, they get stuck. The dream of having more time off, but they're working more. They had foreseen huge profit margins, but theirs keep getting smaller and smaller. But the worst part is, they don't know what they should be doing differently. How it seems so easy and now it's hard? But the good news is, it is that easy. And you can achieve that level of success. The only aspects you might have been leaving out, or one of the aspects you might have been leaving out, patience, planning, and persistence. Patience, planning, and persistence. Patience is the hardest one. People like instant gratification. Have you ever heard good things come to those who wait? Well, that's not always true. That's when it comes down to planning. Planning is one of the keys. Patience, planning, persistence. Patience, planning, persistence. Does anyone know the purpose of a plan? Is it for the past, present, or the future? Well, just to let you folks know, it's for the future. Planning, the definition, is the process of making a plan. A plan is a method of acting, doing, proceeding, making, etc. Developed in advance. That's the future. Developed in advance. Before you do it. You're not doing it. You plan before you do it. A baseball team, football team, any type of team, they plan and practice before they do it. They plan before they do it. Another definition, a specific project or definite purpose. So, not only are you planning the future, but it's for a specific project or definite purpose. If we know what we want to achieve, all we have to do is figure out how we can. What we have to do to achieve it. Plan it. Plan it in a system that works. Plan in a system that works for you and your business. Based off of your abilities. Based off of your resources. And the rest will fall into place over time. If you are persistent. Persistence. You could plan and be patient, but without persistence, you may not go anywhere. Setting a plan in action, you may not involve you are saying, okay, I'm tired, that's it. You must have patience. If you must try again. We have, names we have for people in the industry. Well, some like to say they're farmers. They like to plant something and watch it grow. Some people, they say they're fishers. They throw their line in and they wait. Farmers, fishers, they're very patient people. But then you have the hunters. The hunters are not patient. They're hunting for the prey. The prey is usually running. You have to chase them, track them, follow what they're doing. Same thing in the business. Persistence. You could plan and be patient, but without persistence, you may not go anywhere. I just said that. So, cannot say that enough, you guys. Persistence. You can plan and be patient, but without persistence, you may not go anywhere. Can't set a plan in action. Call one time on the phone, they don't answer, and say, all right, they didn't answer, okay. Or they told me no, okay. You cannot accept that as an answer. You must have patience. You must try again, or again. Try again. Has anyone ever heard patience makes it perfect? Practice makes perfect. Well, that's the same thing here. Persistence makes perfection. You may call once, they may say no. May call twice, they may say no. Be persistent. Eventually, they may say yes. The worst part was when I was a kid, my parents would say these catchy little phrases. Be careful, you could poke your eye out. Practice makes perfect. Good things come to those who wait. Well, the older I became, the more truth I found in those. The more truth I found in those sayings. J. Abrams said, "You are surrounded by simple, obvious solutions that could dramatically change your life. The only problem is you can't see them." That's crazy to me. So, you're surrounded by simple, obvious things. Your parents have told you ever since a kid, practice makes perfect. Well, guess what? If you make one call and hang up, and you let it be at that and accept that, that isn't practicing. That isn't reaching perfection. That's not even practicing perfection. Unless it's your first call, your second call. But each time you make a call, you're going to get better and better. Good things come to those who wait. Well, guess what? Sometimes you have to be a farmer. Sometimes you have to be a fisher. You throw a little bait on the line and wait for them to come. Sometimes you plant a seed with them and let it grow. Sometimes you track them down and you hunt them. But knowing the seasons and knowing the places is sometimes the basics and simple solutions. I challenge you to take a look at the basics. Some people tell me they won't listen because they already know more, or they already know what I'm talking about. Well, so do I. My question to that type of person, those type of people are, why aren't you using the basic methods to grow your business? If you have advanced but no basic, you only have half. If you have the basics and no advanced, you still only have half. That's right, folks. If you only have half, you only have half. You still don't have the full thing. If you look at a 20-story building and put a penthouse in it, what floor would that penthouse be on? Well, everybody knows it'd be the top floor, right? Well, say that's your advance. What if you didn't have the other 19 floors? These are your basics. How great would your penthouse be? Or what if you didn't have a door to get in? Let's go back to the basics. The basics are our foundation. Your business is founded on that foundation. Take away the basics, what are you left with? I once heard a story about a man in a village back east. There was a man in the village his village migrated every year to avoid the floods. They'd walk 5 miles uphill and 15 miles downhill to get there. This man was a skilled carpenter. One year, he decided he'd make a little wagon. It took him less than an hour. He planned on pulling his kids in the wagon so he wouldn't have to carry them. So he starts on his venture, starts walking to the top. He gets to the top of the hill, makes the 5-mile mark. He had realized this was one of the easiest years of bringing his kids and his family. He's never made it in this amount of time and never had made it this quick. But then it gets better. The best part is, not only had he never made it there quicker in the amount of time, but now he realized he could actually sit on the wagon also, and he could ride the rest of the trip downhill with his kids. But not only did it save time and was helpful, but now it got him there quicker. They had migrated for the season, and the season was almost over, and he realized that he could add a hitch to the wagon. Now when he did this, he migrated back with the animals they raised and that they brought back with them to their village. And one of the cattle had pulled the wagon all the way back home. Everyone else had to make the long, hard journey, while 2 in his tribe died. But the next year, everyone in the tribe had a wagon and made this man chief. The key element to this story is not by having the next cool invention You may be able to be king, chief, or whatever of a tribe. But what I made out of this story is that gentleman made momentum. That's right, folks. He started something. Everybody else hopped on it and did the same thing. Now his whole village is living better quality of life. They could bring more back and forth with them, which is helping the overall quality of life of both villages they're going back and forth to. All in all, great situation that they ended up with. All because of this. He started the momentum. I can sit here every week and say, let's do this, you guys. But if you decide not to do this, no changes will be happening in your life, your business, and it will all be on you. I talk, I teach, I try to help you guys out every week. I have a systematic plan that I just suggest maybe you guys follow. And not only if you follow it and you guys network and do what we ask outside of the group or inside of the group, that you guys will be successful. Some of it's just going back to the basics. So what we want to do today is talk a little bit about the basics, what they are, and what they mean to each of us. So I'm going to stop at this note, and we're going to start talking all as a group. We could break into smaller groups, however you guys want to do it, one-on-ones. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's talk about a couple subjects for a couple minutes, and then go ahead and bring it back into the group and talk about maybe some of the basics that we're leaving out, but then also maybe some things that we can start doing, so some advances too. Let's talk about that a little bit. That's right. Austin MeetUp radio show, Jacob Boker. It is hot in here. That's right. We're talking about some good stuff today. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're going to get to this, and we'll get back with you in a minute.